Welcome. I'm Brother Matthew Pelkowski. I'm a Capuchin Franciscan friar. I had an opportunity a couple years ago to make a pilgrimage to Compostela to walk the Camino Santiago. And I had planned this for a while. It was a really great opportunity, and I had this image in my mind that the Camino was going to be this wonderful road dotted with little churches and chapels and places to rest, that it was going to be this deep spiritual experience from beginning to end, and that it was going to end up at Compostela, where I would be able to pray in front of the relics of St. James. And I was really looking forward to this, and it was a great experience. I clearly was not as prepared as I thought I was. I'm no hiker, and it was a lot more hiking than I thought. The Camino is also marked, usually by yellow arrows, but also by other different signs to tell you you're going along the right way. But sometimes they're really hard to find. Sometimes the yellow arrow is spray painted on the back of a sign. Sometimes it's spray painted on the road itself. Sometimes there's different types of signs and you aren't expecting the change. And so to stay on the road, you have to be very, very attentive. Sometimes even just to find the road. Sometimes the path, it seems like a little 6-inch piece of mud between two things of weeds. And so it was a real challenge, especially at the first part of walking the Camino. At a certain point in it, I met up with a group of much more experienced hikers, and they had pity on me, essentially, because I probably shouldn't have been there, but I did it anyway. And so they invited me and they allowed me to tag along with them. And we had gone a little bit of a ways, and one of them looked at me and said, "Do you mind if I readjust your pack?" I said, "No, I have no idea what's going on with the pack." So he took it and he fiddled with all of the different straps and stuff, and suddenly the pack fit a lot better. He said, "Would you mind if I readjusted your poles?" I said, "No, go ahead, readjust the poles." And he got them to the correct height. Suddenly, while I was never a great hiker, the hike was much easier because now the equipment was doing what it was supposed to do. Someone was there to help me because of their experience. And then having the companionship was also very helpful. It was helpful to find places, to understand how to go through them. It's important in making a pilgrimage that you have companions along the way. Perhaps not for the entire way. I appreciated having points of it where I was alone and able to just have my own meditation, my own thoughts, my time to be alone to consider what was going on in my life. But in the end, you don't make it alone. You have to go along one of the ways where you're going to find the people that you need, you're going to find the facilities that you need. You need to have the help to get from wherever it is you start to Compostela in order to be able to complete that goal. Life is a pilgrimage. Life is like that, and our way through life to heaven is going to depend a great deal on where we start. It's going to depend on our talents and abilities. It's going to depend on who we run into. And we need one another. We need to be able to give and receive help in order to make it along the way. Our life is meant to be in communion and community. And we need that help to be able to find a trustworthy path along the way to lead us to God, to lead us to heaven. And one of those paths, and there are many in the church, is the Franciscan way, the Franciscan school of theology, the Franciscan school of spirituality. It's a way of moving through life. It's a way of learning what's going on. It's a way of apprehending what God has given us and finding those signs that we need that are going to move us from step to step so that we can help one another, so that we can find our way. And I'm hoping through a series of videos to talk to you about my experience, what I've learned, what I've done, what has happened to me, and how this has helped move me into my love of God, my love of neighbor, my relationship with Jesus the Christ, and how to help you move through this. We do this together. We do this with one another because that's how we're designed. We're not meant to make our way completely alone. And so in making a channel, in working on these videos, I'm inviting you to come and know the experience of being a Franciscan. I hope that some of you will be inspired by it, that some of you might even be inspired to become Capuchins, to become secular Franciscans, or members of other branches of the Franciscan family. I hope that you find it useful, find it helpful, find it joyful, because St. Francis lived a life of both profound pain and profound joy. Francis lived a life dedicated to Christ, and in it, he brought a great deal of hope and strength and beauty. And all of those things are part of the inspiration for the Franciscan schools of theology and spirituality. All of those things are so extremely important to help people along their way. It's not the only way, but it is a way, and a trustworthy way. And so I'd like to welcome you to this first video. I'd like to welcome you to what I'm hoping will be an interesting group of talks and conversations. I'd like to welcome you to the Franciscan Pilgrim. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you're interested in this topic, hit the subscribe button, and you'll be able to see where I take this in different places and hopefully give some sort of reaction. Thank you very much, and I look forward to making some more videos. Take care.